Hey darlings, it is author and narrator Kira Joel here with Matilda being a creep out the window. And I'm going to talk more about being kind to yourself because it's important. So I follow Mel Robbins on YouTube and Facebook and all that good stuff. And she had a little post up about how self-acceptance is like the key thing for happiness. That these researchers took a look at all these different things, meditation, exercise, eating better, whatever, and self-acceptance was like the thing. And like, I don't know anything about the research. I always feel weird being like, research says, because a lot of research is a little sketchy sometimes. It might be like, here's a bunch of college students, we're going to ask them questions, and maybe some of them have some sort of slight whatever, and I'm going to make a big deal out of this. So, but it's Mel Robbins, so I trust the research that she is citing because she is more of a scientific-minded person and tends to look into things very closely. So anyway, I don't know why I had to go on that caveat. Whatever. Words. So she was saying stuff about like, hey, maybe don't get so obsessed about your kale smoothie and your workouts or something like that, but focus on self-acceptance. And reading that, it was just very much like, yes, so much, because there are some days where I feel like I do everything perfectly in the happiness department or the self-care department, because I wake up, I do my cold shower, I do my Wim Hof breathing, I do my yoga, I do my visualization and my journaling, and I read my Bible, and I all this different stuff. I'm doing all these things that are supposed to make you happier, and I'll eat healthy, I will avoid refined carbs, and I'll avoid sugar, and I will have a salad every day, and I'll drink enough water, and all these different things. And some days I will still be just blah, and I'll be like, I'm doing everything right. Why am I still feeling blah? What is going on? And then I'll pay attention to my thoughts, and then I'll realize, oh, that's what's going on, because there's critical Kira and she can be a dick. So I've talked about this before, that I have like my cheerleading Kira and I have critical Kira, and I've worked at getting them together and having them be friends. So instead of trying to fight myself and try to just like, critical Kira, you get out of here, I hate you, instead of being like, yo, what are you trying to do for me? Cool, thank you. How can we do this in a way that's more beneficial? And so doing that is very helpful, but critical Kira is a sneaky little lady, and just comes on back and says stuff that's not the nicest, and I believe it. I'm just like, yep, I did not get enough stuff done. And or whatever thing she's saying, and I'll just feel down. I'll feel blah, and I'm like, why do I feel blah? Because I'm being too hard on myself. I'm not practicing self-acceptance sometimes, and those times don't feel the best. And the sneaky part about it is that, one, these thoughts have been with me as long as I can remember. I could have even been a baby and been like, that poop wasn't right, gotta try harder next time. Like, it's just there. And I feel like this is a thing that so many of us have. And like I said, if it's been with us for that long, it can feel very true, and it can just blend into the background where we don't even notice it. So after I had really tried to come to terms with this critical side and just to kind of think it and be like, okay, what is this trying to do for me? I was like, okay, I'm going to be good. Nope, because like I said, she's sneaky. She's always there, and she feels very true. And so I think daily, every single day, I need to remind myself, but like, yo, watch out. And how can I be happier and more accepting of myself? Because I expect so much of myself. I basically expect myself to spend every single minute I'm not doing my regular job doing my writing and narrating and all of that. So my brain will be like, okay, if you worked 10 hours at your other job, and if you sleep 8 hours, you still have like several hours to do writing and narrating. So get it done. And usually the time I have are these weird little transition moments. Like today I am actually being productive by using one of those weird little moments in the day to get this done rather than waiting before bedtime and then being like, oh crap, I'm really tired. So, but yeah, like critical Kira expects me to use like every second that I'm not doing my normal job to be writing or narrating. And that's not particularly feasible. Or to be amazing around the house. Like I did laundry on Sunday and I didn't put away one of the loads until Thursday. And that's because someone was coming over. Like I probably wouldn't put it away until Sunday, the following Sunday. And I'll just be like very mean because it didn't affect anything. It was fine. I had enough clean clothes. But I was being, I try not to do that stuff, but I was being very, very, very critical about it. Where it's like, what is wrong with you? How can you do this? Blah, blah, blah. Or like if I'm not like cleaning every single day. And I'm like, I love having a clean house. I really do. It helps me feel more centered, and I just like, it just feels good to me. But there's some days where I'm like, it honestly doesn't matter if it's perfect or not. Or like if I didn't eat perfectly, like I keep expecting there to be this like perfect diet for me. And I'm like, I don't know what that is. I'm like, as long as I don't overeat and I have a salad every day, like I should be fine. Because like I said, I avoid the refined carbs and the refined sugar, and that helps me feel good in my body. And other things. Yeah, I'll just be really critical. And like I said, it feels so true and it feels so normal. And so I think what we have to do is, one, be aware that it's happening, and then two, challenge those thoughts in a kind way. Because like I said, we don't want to be like at war with ourselves. We don't want to be like just in this tangle and struggle. Like we want to be one cohesive one cohesive person with all of our parts working together. So yeah, it's important. It makes life so much better. Because like I said, every time I'm like, why am I not feeling happy? It's because whatever is going on in my head that's not being kind to myself. And I think maybe a lot of people don't even hear that voice. Like it's just so constant that they don't even realize it's going on. So like my love, once in a while, like he'll get upset about something and he'll say horrible things about himself, awful things. And I'll be like, dude, like that's not good for you. And one day I was like, hey, like how is your self-talk? This sounds so like a me thing to say because I love self-development stuff. But I was like, how is your self-talk? And he's just like, I don't really talk to myself. And I was like, pretty sure you do. You probably just don't realize it. Because I think that might be normal for people to just have this in the background and not be even consciously aware of it. But I'm like, the stuff he said about himself, I'm like, I am positive that there is a track of that going on just in the back of his head. And so being aware, that is the first step. And then the second step is, like I said, kind of changing it around, giving yourself some slack and figuring out what is going on. Because like I said, I feel like if we're being critical or if we're being downright just awful to ourselves, that there's a positive intent behind it, which sounds so weird. But I feel like it's probably somewhere along the lines of wanting you to be happy. Because if you are overweight and you call yourself a fat pig, it's because part of you wants you to like take care of your health and trim down. Because society says you'll be happier if you're trim, or maybe you'll have love if you're trim, which is not, it's a, I've heard of people who have lost a lot of weight and they're not any happier and all that. So that could be a myth. But again, it's like your body or your brain's way of trying to make sure that you're being happier. Or if you feel like you're a loser, if you feel like you're unproductive and you're just like, oh, I'm a horrible dumb slob or whatever. I don't even like saying this stuff. It might be your way of being like, oh, I wish I was more productive. I wish I knew what my dream was. I wish I was accomplishing something. Because a lot of times when we are accomplishing goals, when we're making forward progress, that can feel amazing. And so these mean thoughts are often trying to get us to something better. But a lot of times they just make us feel like crap. And so if like my brain's like, I'm a fat pig, like it might be putting something in my head of like, oh, yeah, I feel really terrible about that. Where's the ice cream? Or if I'm feeling lazy, if I'm feeling like a loser, if I'm feeling like I'm not getting anything done, and I just have that mean voice going on, I might be like, oh, yeah, that's a terrible feeling. I'm going to sit on TikTok for 2 hours. Like, a lot of times this critical stuff does not work. Like, it wants to work, but it generally doesn't. So, realize that it has a positive impact, or I mean, it has a positive intent, even though it feels really mean and awful. So yeah, please be kind to yourself. Please accept yourself. And you don't have to be all sunshine and rainbows. You don't have to be like, I'm the most amazing person in the world. I'm a goddess. I'm a rock star. You know, I mean, you don't have to do that because that might feel so far from where you are. You can be like, I'm okay. I'm all right. Maybe my body's not where I want it to be, but it gets me around. It does stuff for me. I can breathe. Hopefully, like I can do stuff. So yeah. I'm sure there was more I was gonna say. Bless you. My dog sneezed. I feel like I was going somewhere with this. I think that's just it. I was gonna also add. So the stuff I was talking about that I do, the eating well and exercising, meditation, and all that stuff is still important. You should probably still do that because I do feel like, at least for me, when I do that stuff, it helps me be able to manage my thoughts better. And I feel like that sounds weird, but I know if I am eating a ton of sugar, if I'm not getting enough sleep, if I'm not doing some form of meditation, it's harder to manage my thoughts. It almost feels like I can't grasp them, that they're almost out of control. Like these different things just make them bigger and more unruly. And so I would still say, yeah, maybe drink your kale smoothie if you like kale smoothies. Do your exercise, whatever kind that makes you feel good. Get enough sleep, manage your stress, meditate, all those different things, because I feel like those make it easier to kind of wrangle those thoughts. So take care of yourself. Be mindful of those thoughts. That came out weird. Words. I swear I'm a great narrator. So good. That's what editing's for. Woo! Okay. You have a good day and be kind to yourself. Okay, bye.